Good evening. Good evening. Okay, I'm watching my computer off to the side as well. I want to be able to see comments. Oh wait, am I frozen? Okay, are we there? Mine shows I'm froze. Ugh, let me see. Okay, maybe my computer's not gonna work. Okay, it's working. Okay, I'm just a hot mess tonight. I've been here at the shop all day today. So welcome. If you are joining me, say hello. Let me know you're here. I am actually going to go shut off my laser cutter. So it just finished its cycle. So I'm going to go shut it down so it doesn't make noise. Okay, hello Cricket and Fran. Who else do we have here? Let me see if I can see some comments on. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. You know what? Let me see if I can turn this overhead light. Unless it's just my computer. Let me see if I refresh. My computer's been acting weird. I think it's just got a lot of things in there. I need to clean it off some. Oh, okay. That looks better. Okay. Good evening. Hello, Nancy, Fran. So if you're here, say hello. Let me know you're here. Kim's here. Hello. So I just shut down my laser cutter. It has been running steady for about 10 hours. So I'm sure that, I mean, it was just, I was loading it and unloading it. So I'm sure it's happy to be shut down. I had about an hour break. So in between that 10 hours where I gave it a little bit of a break. I had my dog here with me today. So he did come to the shop with me because I knew it was going to be a long day and I didn't really have time to run home. So he just kind of hangs out in front of the door here and just chills. So he was with me today. So halfway through the day, I did take him home. So it's been a long day. It's my long day. Georgia, Nebraska. Boy, we got everybody here. Kentucky. Well, I'm in Pennsylvania. For most of you that don't know that, I'm about an hour southwest of Pittsburgh. Not even really a full hour. I would say more like 50 minutes. To the city. So I am a city girl. I live in the city here. So I'm not even like on the outskirts. I'm in the city. So yeah, I love all the convenience of having everything close. All the stores. Okay, oh, we have Tennessee. Enon Valley, yes. Okay, so it is about 5 after. I've been busy today, still cutting ornaments. Today's the last day of, all the sales with I still got paint on me, with all the stores. Did anybody get any good deals? I really have not. I had my Christmas shopping done like 2 months ago, when I actually, maybe it might even be closer to almost 3, when I knew just from ordering from my business that things were already becoming short supplies. So I kind of did all of my Christmas shopping to kind of beat that rush. So I really didn't look at any of the deals out there, just because I would have probably spent money I didn't need to. What laser do I use? I have a Glowforge. I actually have 2 Glowforges. Yes, and I love my Glowforge. Most of you that tune into here all the time know that I love my Glowforge. And every day I find something new, or I try to try new things on it and see what it can do. And I've not been disappointed with it. I absolutely love my Glowforge. I use it every single day. I remember when I got it, when I first got it, I hadn't moved, I was still in my house working with supplies. And I have a tiny house, so I don't have a big house. And I literally, my craft area was my dining room. And I have an open floor plan, so you know, my crafts actually, even though it was in my dining room, it was in my kitchen, it was in my living room, it was everywhere. So when I'd got my Glowforge, it got delivered to the house, and I was looking for a shop at that time. I wanted to move all of my stuff out of my house and move it into a shop. So I'd found something, but I didn't find something for about 6 months while my Glowforge just sat at home. So I really, really wanted to use it at that time. So I didn't use it the first 6 months I got it, but then when I got it set up, I have not stopped since. So where do I get my boards cut? You're really enjoying it. Where do I get my boards cut? Kim, what boards are you talking about? Like the boards that I use? My husband cuts them down. Is that the boards that you're talking about? Like all of my boards that I do, I get some overseas and then my husband cuts them down. You can go to your like Home Depot and you can get certain boards there, and then like birch and things like that, and get that cut down. Well, they don't cut it down. My husband cuts it. So my husband cuts all my boards down for me, which is awesome. You've got the Omtech 100 watt laser. Ooh. Yeah. Maybe someday I'll upgrade. Then when I moved into the shop, so when I finally moved into my other shop, I was there for 1 year. I had a year lease. Actually, it was a month-to-month lease, and I actually was there for a full year. And that's when I set my Glowforge up, and then I really started learning to use it, work with it. And then I moved a little bit closer to, I'm literally down the road from my house now. So then I moved into this shop. It is about the same space-wise. It's about 900 square feet, so it's not real big. But I actually have a little room now where my Glowforge is in the room. And it's just the way it's set up here is a little bit different than the way my other shop was. So I have a lot more, it seems like a lot more space, even though it's really the same amount of space, just the way it is. So yeah, you can go right to Home Depot if you want and get boards at Home Depot. And you can cut things down for yourself. So the problem is right now, everywhere is out or very, very low supplies. So even for myself, I'm having a hard time finding things. Wood is hard to find, the wood that we need. The sublimation board is getting scarce. So I'm hoping things like that will change. I still have not got my sweatshirts yet. I'm waiting for some fabric items. Baby blankets, they're out. It's just getting bad. So I'm just hoping that I make it through the holiday season, but it's getting bad. And enough said on that, because you don't want to get me started on that one, because it's horrible. We shouldn't, we live in America. I know we're spoiled here, but we shouldn't be in this state we're in. But here we are. Okay, so let's move on to tonight's project. All right, that computer's not going to work. I said last week we were going to start on doing a table tray, and we are. So, but tonight I wanted to go over doing these cute little book stacks that I do. They are so easy. You can do them in multiple sizes. Yeah, just got Halloween. I know, it's horrible. Our Michael's, I was just there, like, just there. That was part of my break this afternoon, and we are so bare at our Michael's. I was at Hobby Lobby last week. They seem to be in better shape, not fully like they have been the other years, but they're probably at 75% capacity, maybe even 80%, which is awesome. But my Hobby Lobby's about 45 minutes to 50 minutes from me, so my Michael's is only 7 minutes down the road in a Joann's. But so I went to Hobby Lobby and got some things last week. But my Michael's is horrible. But so I wanted to go ahead and show you how to do these cute little book stacks. They're very popular. They have been for the last couple years, and they're great because you can do them in multiple sizes. I only kind of do them in these sizes, and these fit on the trays nicely. But I've seen them, I've noticed a lot lately in the stores, Hobby Lobby. The finished ones, they really got the bigger ones. And I almost picked up a bigger, like 3 bigger sizes, but I didn't. I have plenty of these, so I was like, I'm not going to pick that up. But you can do these in multiple sizes. So this size actually though fits on, this is the tray that I have that I like to switch out. And I got this right on Amazon. It was a little bit expensive. It was like a $50 or $60 tray. But I love it. I love it because it's got a fairly big base. I'm going to probably say this is 15 inches. 14 or 15 inches at the bottom. So, you know, it fits nicely on the table, and it holds a lot of stuff. But it doesn't matter, whatever you choose. If you just choose to do my daughter on her table, I gave her one of these. Remember these? I did the Merry Christmas signs on. We kind of just she puts this on her table, down the middle of her table, and she uses this and she decorates these. So you don't have to do a tray. You can do whatever works for you. All right, so let me get my boards. And I'll show you what we're going to work with. All right, so we're going to get these started. Do you remember these? I got these at Michael's. We did these with the Thanksgiving table where we kind of did menus on them, and we put them on this side. These were these little plaques, and these are right in the dollar section. They're always in my bins at Michael's, like always. You can get square ones, you can get these ones. This is probably like a 4x6 size, 3x5. But they're just the small wooden plaques. They're 4x6. And they come just like this. They are 99 cents. And if you use your 20% off coupon, you can use it on, it's 20% off of everything that's not on sale. These never are on sale. So these really end up being like about 80 cents. That's what I use. And that's what we're going to use. I will get you an item number for these if you're interested in ordering them. So if you're interested in ordering them, this is the number on them, okay? And it's by Art Minds, and it is the Wood Shadow Box, and they're 99 cents, okay? I know that's backwards to you. So the number would be 915-18-34485. And I pick up a few every single time I go, just because I love to make these cute little things for the holidays. Or just, they could sit out there perfect for being in any kind of an arrangement that you make. Whether it be just on a dresser, on a display, top, buffet stand, whatever. These are perfect. Now these ones are a little bit smaller, but these ones as well fit on the trays. These ones are even a little bit smaller. I don't have the item number on these, but these are also at Michael's, but they're not up in the front, and they are just the wood blocks. So when you go to get them, they're usually back with like the 2x2 blocks, all of the like the wood stuff that's in the back there. You can get these. These though don't stay in stock long, so sometimes when I see them, I grab them because I have a hard time always getting them. But they're just a little bit smaller. They're probably like a 3x5. They are. They're 3x5. So you can get a 3x5. These though run about, I think these are $1.79, if I'm correct. They're like $1.79 each. So they're a little bit more expensive and they're smaller, but honestly, these are probably, I prefer these personally over these just because I like the smaller size. Sometimes it goes better in my displays, not necessarily on my tray, just sometimes it's just that little thing that I need on my display. So, but they're the same. Again, they are plaques, okay? And I don't have a size on these, or a SKU number on these. But in a bind, we'll use these because these are always at my Michael's. I went there tonight and I grabbed 6 more. So I know they're always in the bins. All right. So all I do for these is I just take off the tag, and these come with little hangers with the screws in them. I unscrew that, take that off. I rip these out. Take this off. Just rip that out, and then you'll have there'll be little staples in there. Honestly, I take this out, and then only on one of the 3 do I worry about taking off the staples, and that's because that's going to be the top side. So but you have to take these hangers off of all 3 of them. But only one of them needs to also have the staples removed. The other ones, I don't even care because they're going to be hidden. Don't put yourself through more work than you need. That's always my motto. So, as you can see, they're still stapling that. And I don't worry about the holes. Only one of these, this one still has staples in and still has holes. Only one of these do I ever worry about, and it's always going to be my top one. I fill in these holes where the staples was, and I fill in these holes where the hanger came out of, the little screws were in. And you probably use a wood filler if you had a wood filler. I don't have a wood filler here. So I use spackle. And this is the spackle that we do the toppers with. You can buy this stuff, any kind of spackle. I like this one because it is the lightweight one and it never cracks. And it doesn't need sanding, it don't shrink. So this is my favorite if I ever need spackle. I have a big container of it just because for making the toppers, the whip toppers. But that's what I fill in my top with, or my just that. And you don't have to sand it or anything, just fill it in and smooth it out with your finger and then paint right over it because it's paintable. All right, so I am actually I've been wanting to do a Grinch colored theme. I love the reds, the lime greens, and the whites. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. I wanna do a little Grinch tray. So we're gonna start with that. So always make sure you know which one is your top, because that's gonna be important because, again, you want it to be nice and smooth, okay? I missed, where did she say she bought these? I buy these right at Michael's, Kim. It's these. It's these little plaques that we used for our Thanksgiving table. And they are literally called wood shadow boxes. They're 99 cents, but use your 20% off coupon at Michael's. And they'll be 80 cents when you're done. So this is really gonna be a very inexpensive thing to make. All right, so now it's time that you have to plan out your coloring. What color do you want it to be? I always do white in the middle, or the lightest color, and then my top color I'm gonna do red, and my bottom color I'm gonna do green. So knowing that I'm gonna do the red, I'm going to do that now so I do not get these mixed up, because this is the one that is filled in. All right? You're welcome. And I always base coat everything black or gray. I like the undertone on my stuff, on underneath showing through. So I always base coat black. You don't have to, but I do. That's just what I prefer. So we're just going to, and a lot of times with doing that, I don't have to do 2 and 3 coats. But sometimes I still do. Especially like on the reds. But that's just your choice. So really, these go super fast. And when I'm going to do like book stacks, I will do several of them right away. So when I'm out with my black paint and I'm painting, I'll get all of my book bottoms or all of my wood plaques, and I'll just base coat them all. So that way, whenever I am ready to start, if I, want to start a new set, I've already got the base coat on them. Okay. Let's see how that kind of like sets. You still see that undertone there? I like that. So I'm just going to set this aside. It's going to dry a little. And all I do is I keep all of my ribbon and I use them as little platforms to dry my items. And I literally, to get them dried quicker, I would have put this already underneath my heat press, and I let them dry under there quickly. But we're not going to do that. If I have to, I use my heat gun, and it dries quickly with the heat gun as well. Okay, so moving on, let's go to the white. May I ask what paints I used for the base coat? Oh, I just Deco Art. It's whatever usually is on sale that I'll buy. So whether it be Deco Art, sometimes if I'm at Walmart, I'll pick up Cracker Barrel. But my favorites probably are like Ceramcoat, Deco Art. They are probably my favorites that I use. I just like a little bit of a thicker paint, and they tend to be a little bit thicker. What color is this? This one kind of looks like a little shininess to it. Oh, we don't want this one. Let me grab a white. I grabbed the wrong one. Okay, I grabbed a white pearl. That ain't gonna work. Let me just wipe this off. Okay, so another one of my favorite is, I like the Craft Smart. This is a Michaels brand, and it is the premium chalk. So I do like this one because it is a chalk paint. I love chalk paint because chalk paint dries quick. Ain't nothing worse than watching paint dry. I am very impatient with things. So, but that's another one of my favorite. All right, hard to make a few book stacks. May I ask what paint you use so much for this demo? I need to make, yeah, book stacks, they're big. I just was at, when I was at Hobby Lobby, I seen them everywhere. They were in all the Christmas stuff. They were in the fall. So they're still a hot item. And if you go to purchase them, you know, I wanted to say the bigger ones, they were like $17, $18. And all they were 3 white books stacked. They didn't even have color to them. They were 3 white books with some twine around it and just some lettering. That was it. They were like 17 bucks. I was like, no, I can make that. So here we are. And with chalk paint, as you can see, this is almost all dried. Chalk paint dries so quick. That's why it's one of my favorites. And just go around, make sure you don't have no bleeds. We're gonna stack this one, let it dry. And we're gonna move on to the green. Now I have not used this green, so we're gonna see how it goes. And it is the multi-surface Deco Art. Ooh. Oh, that's a nice lime green, so hopefully it goes well too. And yes, I like foam brushes because I'm lazy when it comes to cleaning brushes. And this is definitely, we're gonna do 2 coats on all of them, I think. And you probably didn't really have to paint the whole top, but considering I needed the edges to be painted around, I'm kind of just painting the whole top. That way I'm not, but you're really not gonna see the whole top on all of this, just the very top one, would you? But that way, when I paint them and I set them out, if I choose to switch them up, they're all painted and ready. Okay, I don't think I have my other one. So let's start back over. We're gonna start with the red again, because it should be close to being dry, and it is. All right, so we're gonna give them all a second coat. Now remember, this is my top one, so it needs to be painted nicely. So did everybody have a good Thanksgiving? It was nice to have the day off, that's for sure. Really enjoyed that. My husband was home. This is his busy time of the year for work, so we are both going in 2 different directions usually. So it was nice to have him home. And can you see how that kind of just streaks through a little? I like that on my stuff. I like to always see a dark undertone, but you don't have to. You could just You could just go straight to the wood if you wanted to. Okay. I keep wanting to pick that white pearl up. I need to get that moved. Let's do another coat of white. We did thanks, and then we got the ornaments from you. Yeah. Yeah, I've been cutting ornaments like non-stop. So I actually only have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 orders to fill, and everybody's is gone. So if you did order stuff from me, just so you know, I get a lot of people that message me and say, hey, just wondering when my stuff's gonna ship. I have tracking with everything that you guys purchase, everything. That's to protect me as a seller and to protect you as a buyer. So all you have to do is log into your PayPal account or the email that your PayPal's linked to, and you will always find your tracking in there. So that way you can see when your items are shipped and when they are not, and where their status is on that. So that way you don't have to worry about wondering, when am I getting my items? And I try to ship quickly. I don't like orders hanging over my head. So I work hard on getting those orders out to you guys. These are from Michaels, Jennifer. And these are just the 5x7 plaques. Let that dry. And we're going to do another coat. See how quickly this dries? Which is awesome. I am making books. I'm making stacked books. Actually feels good to sit down. 9 times out of 10 during the day, I am always standing. I do have the rugs that's like the cushion mats for under my feet. I have it at my packing station and at my glow forge and over on my heat presses. But I am walking all day long, standing all day. I even have where my computer is. It's a stand-up desk. But I do have a bar stool there because sometimes I just get tired. But I do got good shoes. I make sure I always have good work shoes. All right. Okay, and we're gonna leave us sit down. And I am going to do a quick dry with my heat gun because it's not gonna take much. Let me give you a tip though. Usually I paint everything with a paintbrush, my base coat, but if you're wanting to not put away because you're gonna be painting like now and then maybe like later tonight or tomorrow, because I even do that. This will sit out all night. Put it in a Ziploc bag and literally zip it up, and your paint and your paintbrush will stay soft. Another little trick is I used to toll paint, and I would put my paint brushes, just wrap them in a Ziploc bag and zip them up, and I would put them in my fridge. And honestly, I would probably have brushes I didn't wash for like, sad to say, probably like 2-3 weeks. I'd get that brush out and I'd just start going at it again. You can do that. I probably wouldn't recommend it, but I've done it. All right, let's see where we're at. So that brush, I just got it today, dirty, so it's probably gonna stay in there and I'll use it tomorrow. And my heat press is on. I could have probably just stuck these under the heat press and they would have literally been dry in minutes. The saran wrap around your brushes, absolutely. Just as long as they kind of stay out of the air so that they don't dry, it works. I've put them in Walmart bags I do that a lot whenever we're, like if I'm house painting inside my house, painting the walls, survive it. I will even take the paint brushes and the rollers, and we'll put them in Walmart bags and then put them in the fridge to come back to them next day. So did anybody cook for Thanksgiving? Because I didn't. Let me tell you, I will craft, I will make wreaths, I will clean your house, I will decorate. But I hate to cook. That is one thing in life that I never enjoyed. Still don't. I hate cooking. Okay. All right, these are pretty much dried. So I didn't cook, but we went to my mother-in-law's, and I went and I made like some side dishes. I took 3 side dishes with me. I took a green bean casserole. I made the mashed potatoes, so I took that. She did the turkey and noodles, and I made mac and cheese bake for my grandkids, so that they would have something, because you know you're going to spend all of that time cooking, and the kids are going to eat a biscuit, and that's the way it usually goes. So I made some mac and cheese for them. So that was my contribution. 7 hours of cooking, 20 minutes of eating. That's exactly right. That's exactly why I hate to cook. I say it all the time. I always say I just put in like 6 hours and we down that in 15 minutes. Your husband does the cooking. Well, there you go. Mine doesn't. Mine will be going through the drive-thru for a McRib. Hi, Carol. How are you? Okay, so look, we have our 3. There we are. We have our 3. So now it's time to stack them. This one I might have done around the bottom here. But, oh, let me see. Should I? Okay. No. What I was going to do with this one was, I was actually going to turn this one upside down. But I see that there is a slight difference in color, in size. Like, can we see? Look how slight. So, now that I know that, what I'm going to do is, I am going to paint this white underside. Just on one side. So it's just slightly bigger. Now when these ones, these smaller ones, when I do them, they have a little bevel to them. Can you see that tiny little bevel? So I wasn't able to like turn this one upward to have the bottom not showing as this. But on these ones are literally, they don't have that bevel and they're completely flat. So I'm able to turn that upside down, and I'm going to. That way it gives it a nice finish on the bottom, especially if I'm selling it. Now, if I was selling this to somebody, I would have painted the whole underside black, or I would have painted it the blue. But it's mine, so I don't care about that. I worry about the backs of things when I sell my items. Maybe felt the bottom on that. I could have. But I worry about the backs. Like even when I do my signs, all of my signs, I always have a nice finish to the back. I think that that just makes it ups it a little bit more professionalism when your back of your item's just not slopped up with paint. Okay, so with these being flat like this, I'm able to literally put these together like this. And which side did I paint? Okay, so with this being a little bit bigger, I made sure that that was, you're gonna have this little edge, so I made sure that I did the underside. And now literally, all I do is, which I'm not gonna see it anyways, I just hot glue these together. So that's all I'm gonna do. All right, let me get my paints out of the way here. I need to clear my area. And see all of this? I'm gonna throw this away. That's why I like foam brushes, because I don't wanna deal with cleaning those. That's just more time that I have to spend on something that I don't want to. Call it lazy or call it smart. Work smarter, not harder, right? All right. So I'm just gonna use my trusty old glue gun. I have it on hot. This has 2 settings. It could be on low or high. Definitely need this on high. And make sure you don't put too much, because you don't want that hot glue squeezing out, because then it just kind of ruins it. All right, so fun part. I'm cracking you up. Why? Where are the blocks from? They are these mini plaques that we get from Michael's, 99-cent plaques. We just removed the hanger and the strings. So, which I don't understand that. Like, why did they do both? Was it for some kind of look that they were going for? I don't know. I would have done one or the other, but they did both. So I just removed that. Okay, there. Now we got a nice finished bottom on that. And now we are just going to stack that one. And again, just a light, you really only need a light bead of glue around it. And if you don't have a hot glue gun, wood glue will work just as well. Just don't put a lot on, because you don't want it smushing out. Okay. Now that looks like the Italian flag. Isn't that the Italian flag? What are we doing here? Okay. We're just gonna go with it though. We are gonna go with it. All right. So now we are that far, and now we're just going to add some ribbon to it. Have you laser cut those boxes before? Have I laser cut them? Have I engraved them? Yes, you can engrave them, if that's what you're asking. Yes. All right, so I'm just going to use some basic white ribbon, and this is not wired. This is just that 99-cent, maybe it's $1.99 now, I don't know, ribbon that you just get. It's 3/8 of an inch. It's like a satin ribbon. That's all I'm going to use. Okay. And I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to cut it. And we're only going to do like around the edge, like 1/8 of a way in. And I'm just going to put a dab of glue here. I'm going to stick this down. Yes, so if you're asking if I've ever engraved these, Charmaine, I have. I've engraved the tops of them. I'm telling you, I try to just stick stuff in my engrave laser, and I just see if it works. It's the only way you're going to find out. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of glue there so that doesn't move. A little bit around the bottom. And then I'm just going to throw a little glue on the top. That's it. Now I actually was going to use a red and white one, but I don't know what happened to it. So I kind of lost that. All right, so before we move on, I still, every now and then, use my vinyl cutter, my Silhouette. I have a Silhouette vinyl cutter. That's what started me on this journey of sublimation. I did vinyl for years, probably like 8 or 10 years, probably more into like 10 years. When vinyl really was not a in thing, I got my first vinyl cutter. And before everybody started kind of doing it, and I don't even think the Cricut was out at that time. If it was, it wasn't something that maybe I had gotten into. I used a Silhouette, and I kind of learned on a Silhouette before Silhouette became like a big, it wasn't really commercialized at that time. So I still use mine. Matter of fact, it sits over there, and every now and then I need it. And this is one of those times, because I needed to cut my cute little words, and I'm using Stink, Stank, Stunk, because I really wanted a kind of Grinch color. Now, you can't sell that because that is a patented, or they own the right to that for the Grinch. So you really can't sell the Grinch or anything like that. I'm not selling these books. I am putting them on my shelf. So, can I use Stink, Stank, Stunk? I don't know, but I am. So, I went and I've already cut them out. And I'm going to peel, and you know how vinyl works. We've all been there. I'm sorry, I have to stand up because I can't see. So we're going to do Stink, Stank, Stunk. And because my my top one is so dark, I'm going to use a white lettering here because it is a dark red. And then I'm going to use black on the rest. I actually have some clear tape coming, transfer tape. But it hasn't arrived yet. Here we are, almost done. Yeah, you have to stand up when you apply vinyl because you really have to look down on it. It can't be, you have to eyeball it. And I'm an eyeballer, so I very rarely measure anything. Again, I think it falls on my laziness because that just takes more time. And my husband laughs at me because, you know, for the longest time I could not read a tape measure at all. He would say, we'd be out cutting and he would say something to me, well, what's the measurement on that? And I'd be like, well, it's 9 and 3 little marks past it. Like 2 little ones, a big one, and then 2 more. So, but finally I learned to read a tape measure, and he always tells me all the time, you should measure that. And I said, why? Because if my eye sees it correctly, then your eye will see it correctly. And it really has never failed. I've had things where he's measuring and I'm like, that looks crooked. My eye is seeing it crooked, so I need to see it correctly. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I buy pieces of like greenery. And I think this actually came off of this. Oh, it did. Well, not off of this one. But I'll find things like this was a swag that I had found at Target. It actually had 2 more pine cones in it. I took the 2 off because I have a plan for this. I'm actually going to put a bow in the middle. It's going to go on one of my signs. But I will sometimes just buy things like this because I found this and I want to say this was $3. So to me that was very inexpensive, and I can use it and have lots of uses out of it because I looked at it and I'm like, look, there's a branch I could use, there's a branch, there's a branch. So this $3 swag turned into multiple uses. I will do that with garlands as well. I will tear apart bead garlands. You will get more beads on it. Walmart is a great place for that. You will get tons of beads than compared to if you would go and order beads. You will get a lot out of greenery and if you're pulling it apart. So make sure you look for those, especially whenever things go out of season. A lot of times you'll find the garlands and stuff, and I'll look at it and I'll be like, that $8 garland could probably make me 20 items. So make sure you look for that. All right, so again, I just cut this little try off of here, and I am, not gonna do that. I am going to just put, now I am gonna put a dollop of glue here because we're not gonna see that. All right, and I'm just gonna stick this here, and I'm literally gonna hold this down. And all I'm doing is decorating. You can decorate the top however you want. You can throw twine around this and then just tie a bow with the twine or knot off the twine. Really, this is however you want to finish it off. We've already gotten to the point where you put your 3 books together. Now how you want to finish it, that's up to you. If all you have is twine, wrap it twine around it a couple times, knot it off the top, you're done. It's a rustic farmhouse look. I'm going to doll this up a little, and again, just a simple pick. I love berry picks. I just take them because I love to pull the berries off, and I will use those berries. And one berry pick is going to be several books for me. Okay, so start thinking that way, and when you do them, make sure you get different sizes. So I usually like to do 2 of the same and then 1 smaller one. Okay, that's stuck on there. And then I will just kind of see how this goes. Okay, so I'm going to put a dollop, and a dollop. And that's it for my top. So I finished the top on that. And that just should take just seconds to dry. And that's it. Very easy. It's almost dry now. That's it. How cute. And honestly, this cost me, these were 80 cents each. So there is $2.70. A little bit of ribbon, which I think this is 99 cents to be honest, but I could be wrong and it might be $1.99 now. But I'm sure I got it at Michael's. But you can buy these like at Walmart for like 99 cents. So get whatever color you want. I got tons of colors. I got pinks and polka dot ones and black, but these are just those cheap satin ribbons. Again, you could use twine, whatever. You can get rolls of twine over at Dollar Tree. You can use twine on these. And then some out of a pick, some greenery, and then this. So literally this probably cost about $3 when it's all said and done. And then you can customize it, a little bit of vinyl. So say under, with all of the little extras, we're gonna say $4 and under. What are the books on here? It's just these little plaques from Michaels. And now look how nice that is, because it literally is, compared to this one where it has the beveled edges, where I couldn't finish that. This one literally is finished top and bottom. Okay, so is this much nicer when it's finished because it is finished on the bottom? Yeah, so you know, I probably would, that is a good idea to put like a piece of felt under there. That would finish that off. Okay, but here's the two different sizes. These are the 3 by 5. Wait, yeah, 3 by 5, and these are 4 by 6. These are a little bit more expensive. These are usually back in the wood section with like the wood plaques and the wood rounds, the tree rounds, baby blocks, things like that. These ones are sold back there, and they got a little bit, you see how that's got a little bit of a bevel right there? So these ones are a little bit more expensive. They are, I think, $1.79 each. But of course, I always use a 20% off coupon. And that 20% off Michaels is, it's not just one item. It's usually on everything, every regular purchase, priced item. So I will usually use it, and I buy these. And then these are the 99-cent shadow box that you get right at, they're usually in the bins when you come into Michaels. And then again, they have these on the back. And if you replay it, I'll show you, I just remove that, fill that in, only on my top one, because that's the one that matters. Like, you can't even really see. There's a glare on it, but you'll be able to see it a little bit, but it's nothing to be worried about. Just looks like a kind of a ratty book, so, and that's it. Super easy. And then you can customize them to whatever you want. And then you can make them to go with every holiday, with whatever theme you're doing. I like to have them around on, not only on my trays, but also like just sprinkled out in my displays around my house. Like I have 2 buffets that I decorate. That's it. So that's been an hour in. Next week we'll add something, maybe 1 or 2 more items to the tray, and then we'll go ahead and I'll decorate a tray for you, and we'll get that done, and we'll use the books. So we'll do a Grinch colored theme. Okay. That's it, guys. Very easy, very simple. Now you know how to make them. And you can actually add these to your items for sale. I see a lot of people sell these on Etsy, and when you go to craft shows. They're quick. You can paint them all really quickly, because you can literally do an assembly line. If I was doing many books at a time, I would base coat them all. If you're going to base coat them, I would do that all at one time. And then I would do all of the reds, I would do all of the whites, and I would do all of the greens. So that's how I would do them. Usually when I'm making multiple items, I literally form an assembly line for myself. Because that's the quickest way to do things. And no matter what I'm doing, I always have an assembly line going. When I'm making my door rounds, my big sign rounds, I do the same thing. I will lay them all out. I will stain them all if they're all getting stained. I will paint all the black parts, and you know, I'll just go right down an assembly line. So that's it. All right, I am going to get off of here. I am going to go home. And I'm going to clean up my shop, and I'll be back here again tomorrow. So if you need me for anything, you can always message me here. You can always message me on Etsy, or leave me a post, and I will try to get back to you. But I love you all, and you have a great evening, and be blessed.